Hello, good morning. Welcome to week 2 of our fall semester. I wanted to take a moment and just go over a couple of things and show you guys a few things. I'm in one of my English 111 courses, but they all look the same, so don't be alarmed that you're seeing a different course number here if it's not your course, okay? First and foremost, obviously each week we're going to have a welcome message to the new week. It's going to explain the information pertaining to the actual week's assignments, talk about the chapters that you must read in the book, in addition to what's due. Okay, so for this week, you guys have a quiz that's stemmed upon your reading from both last week and this week, which is pretty much the same chapters. You're always going to have a portfolio, so you'll have a portfolio every week. You want to make sure that you get that done on time. And then lastly, of course, you also have your Inquisitive Quizzes. So Inquisitive, and as you guys are already seeing, and I can't click, I'll have to move some stuff around to get back to show you the main page for Inquisitive. But essentially, you'll have your Inquisitive Quizzes that are due this week, and they are editing the errors that matter, a comprehensive activity, rhetorical situations, and critical reading strategies. Now, I want you guys to know, I know that this may feel like a lot for the second week. There are going to be some weeks here at the beginning where there's going to be a few extra quizzes, right? Where, you're going to have to kind of space your time. It will ease off a little bit after a couple of weeks, and you should only be having about 2 quizzes max, if not 1 quiz. But these quizzes are super important to the writing process, and you need to know this information kind of early on. So we kind of have to get some of these done now, okay? With that said, hold on, I'm going to pause my video for a second so I can set my screen up. All right, there we go. So I wanted to make sure I showed you guys this. So now, when you go into Inquisitive now, you're going to be able to see all the quizzes, and you see the dates that they are accepted until. Okay, this is important. All right, if for whatever reason you are to go beyond the date that the grades are accepted until, what happens is you're going to see a 0 for any Inquisitive quizzes that you didn't complete, and it averages your score. Now, what does that mean, Ms. Davis? Basically means it's going to average the score, so all of your grades that you have done so far, it averages everything together. Okay, so I don't want you to freak out about if you have a 0 for one or something like that. It should average as we progress into the semester. As long as you're doing well on the other ones, you should be okay. Oftentimes, and sometimes it just depends on how our semester is going. There may be a point where I may be able to say, hey, I'll open up the Inquisitive Quizzes. But it's normally later in the semester, and I don't normally do it every single semester. It just depends on if we have time, that type of thing, okay? But just keep in mind that pretty much this is what your quizzes look like, okay? So, you're going to scroll down, and then you'll be able to see all of the dates. So you can work ahead. Don't feel, confined to the date that is here. If you have extra time, I certainly encourage you to work ahead and try to get Inquisitive Quizzes done, but just make sure that you're working in the week first, right? So let's make sure that for this week, all the stuff that's due by 8/28, these 3 quizzes, let's make sure we get those done first, and then if you want to jump ahead and do something else, that's perfectly fine, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, let's go back. All right, so we've got our Inquisitive Quizzes. There's also a process reflection 1-page paper due, okay? This is really one of the easiest assignments. It's just pretty much talking about your process of enrolling at JCC. So I don't want you guys to overthink it, but you do want to make sure you follow the confines of the assignment. But this is one of those more lenient assignments because I'm really just trying to see what type of writer you are and just kind of gauge that. Now, when I say 1-page paper, I want you guys to understand and know that 1 page means, you have your MLA header there at the top, and then obviously you're going to go a little bit into page 2. Doesn't mean you're going to write a full page 2, but it does go a little bit into page 2 just because you have that MLA header at the top. So what I normally suggest for students is write your paper out, make sure it's a full page, and then add your MLA header, okay? If you have questions about that, feel free to email me, but just remember all of these assignments, thankfully, are due on Sunday. Now, I wanted to also talk about books really quickly. So the books, at this point, the links have been fixed. I have had maybe a handful of people from each class basically saying that they're still experiencing some issues. If you're still experiencing issues, which I'm hoping that everyone is not, it could be an issue with your specific account, like your specific Blackboard account. So we may have to speak and reach out to help desk, just because it may be something that I can't do. If you're having issues, because it's embedded within the course, if you're having issues, it may be something that I can't help you with. However, I do want to make sure that you have access. So if you're still experiencing issues, I want you to send me an email as soon as you can, so that way we can try to figure it out, try to work through it, and I'm not really sure what I'll be able to do, but we will do what we can. Okay? Additionally, please make sure if you're emailing me for anything, make sure you include your course and your section number. I can't say this enough, because I teach multiple sections of courses, and I would love to say that I know all of my students, and especially since I'm teaching all online. It's very hard when you can't see faces, to learn all the names and where they go. So I need you guys to work with me on this. Make sure that you're including your course and your section number, so that way I can know, okay, let me jump to this course really quickly, so that way I can help you a lot faster. Most times if I don't see that, it just takes me a little longer to respond, because I'm having to actually stop what I'm doing. Sometimes I can message right back really quickly if I can see what course section you're in, because I may have told one section something different than the other. So just also keep that in mind, okay? And then just also remember, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I try to get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes over the weekend, it may take until Monday, but a lot of times I try to message even on the weekends. But again, just for boundary's sake, just remember, if you don't hear back from me, don't freak out. If you're having some technical issues or something like that, as long as you've messaged, maybe possibly put a picture of something and show me kind of what the issue is, and I can see that you did really have an issue. A lot of times I'll work with you on submission for different things. Okay? All right. The other thing that I really want to go over really quickly, and I'm trying to make this video as short as I can, under our course information, okay? Got a lot of stuff popping up here. I have added the course schedule. So if you go under course schedule, now you'll be able to see all of the work that's going to be due. Now, sometime during this week, you're going to see all of the folders open. It does not mean that you have to go in each of them and start working on stuff immediately. That is not what that's going to be intended. And you may see in my check-in, and hopefully it'll be this week, I was tinkering with some of the folders and trying to fix some stuff to make sure that they were exactly like I like them, and taking some assignments out. So I know I have everything set, but I want to make sure that I'm not adding anything additional to the folder, if that makes sense. So that way you don't panic and say, oh, I have to do this, and technically you don't. Okay? So anyway, so just know that you can read through all of this, and this tells you everything we're going to do over the course of the semester. I promise you, I know it looks like a lot, but as long as you stay the course, and as long as you keep a good pace, you will be fine. I promise. I promise, I promise, I promise. I wouldn't steer you wrong. So just keep that in mind. You'll be okay. It may seem like a lot of work. It's really not. And so you will be fine. Okay? Okay, so I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that. Let me see. I'm going to check and make sure. Let's see. Okay, last thing. If you have not done, which you should by now, if you're able to access the folders, more than likely you have. You want to make sure that you have done your enrollment verification quiz. Okay, if you can't see anything, that is why. Because you have to do that quiz before you can see anything in this course. So please make sure that you've done that. You have until the 25th. Today is the 22nd. So we want to make sure that those get done, because otherwise you will be dropped from the course after the 25th. All right, fantastic. All right, so like I said, I've tried to make this video as short and sweet as I possibly could. I'm hoping that this will help a couple of students that may have some additional burning questions. If you think of anything, send me a message. You'll see more videos kind of popping up here and there. I like to post things and put things within the folder. And just, kind of some, videos just kind of out there. So just know you'll see a lot more videos throughout the semester. You're going to see a lot of me. So awesome, fantastic. And I'm so excited and glad that you all are here. Again, if you have questions, let me know. But otherwise, have a fantastic Monday.